Humiliated was too small a word for what Mira Sharma felt as the scorching scent of freshly brewed espresso clung stubbornly to her palms and clothes, the remnants of her impulsive act dripping from the immaculate suit of Arav Malhotra, the billionaire CEO whose cool composure had once intimidated her into silence and whose unwavering gaze now held her captive even as she trembled with a cocktail of fury and regret. The moment the cup slipped, no, not slipped, she had thrown it, deliberately, recklessly, she felt a strange hollow opening in her chest, followed by the shocking liberation of finally standing up for herself after months of biting her tongue through his impossible standards, his curt commands, his ruthless schedule, and the exhausting perfection he demanded from every soul in his building. She uttered the words she had rehearsed 100 times but never dared to say, "I resign." And as the office froze, the world holding its breath, she grabbed her bag and fled toward the elevator, fully expecting angry shouts, security to stop her, or at the very least a tirade echoing behind her, but instead she heard only his voice, low, steady, and far too calm for a man who had just been drenched in coffee. "Mira. Stop." But she didn't. She kept walking, kept shaking, kept replaying her impulsive outburst, until she reached the street where the cold December air slapped her cheeks and reminded her she was free, or at least she should have been, because despite her dramatic exit, her heart thrashed with a panic she hadn't anticipated. Why had she done that? Why today? Why him? Maybe because she had reached her limit. Maybe because her dreams of being respected in her job had dwindled into nights spent alone, filing reports while he sent curt emails at 2 a.m. with no regard for her exhaustion. Maybe because she had foolishly, quietly admired him, the enigmatic man who built an empire with sheer conviction, whose presence filled a room, whose praise was so rare it felt like lightning. And maybe, just maybe, because she hated herself for caring. But none of that mattered now. She walked 3 blocks, trying to melt into the city crowd, until a sleek black town car pulled up beside her, matching her steps with unsettling precision. The tinted window rolled down and Arav Malhotra's face appeared. No anger, no chaos, just that unreadable calm that always unnerved her more than rage ever could. "Get in," he said. Not a question, not a plea, a command, but softer than usual, almost coaxing. Mira stiffened. "No, I said I resign." "I heard you," he replied. "Get in anyway." "Why? So you can fire me again more dramatically. Or complain about your suit." "My suit is irrelevant," he said, opening the door for her from inside the car. "You are not." The words hit harder than the winter wind. Against her better judgment, or perhaps because her legs felt like jelly from adrenaline, she slid into the seat, leaving as much distance between them as the leather interior allowed. He watched her closely, as if studying a puzzle he couldn't quite solve. "You threw coffee on me," he said, not as an accusation but as a statement of fact. "I noticed," she muttered. "Do you usually assault your employer before resigning?" "Only the impossible ones." A flicker of something, amusement, annoyance, crossed his eyes. "Explain," he said. "No," she snapped. "I'm not your employee anymore. I don't owe you explanations." "You do," he countered, "because you didn't leave out of incompetence or lack of loyalty. Something pushed you. I want to know what." She clenched her jaw. "It doesn't matter." "It does to me." His voice dropped lower, quieter. "Mira, for months I've watched you carry workloads that should have been split between 3 assistants. You never complained. You adapted, improved, exceeded expectations. I pushed you because you could handle it. But today, something was different." She looked out the window, refusing to let him see the sting in her eyes. "You don't get to act like you care." "I do care," he said softly, and the unexpected sincerity made her breath hitch. "And what exactly do you want from me now?" she whispered. He leaned back in his seat, eyes fixed on her. "I want you to understand that you're not walking away." "Excuse me." "You heard me. You are mine." Her pulse stumbled. It wasn't possessive in the cruel, controlling way she feared. It was something raw, unpolished, more like a confession he hadn't meant to reveal. "I don't belong to you," she said firmly. "You're free to think that," he murmured, "but it doesn't change reality." Anger surged in her. "You can't control me." "I'm not trying to." His gaze softened for the first time since she had met him months ago. "I'm trying to stop you from running from something you don't even understand yet." Mira shook her head. "I ran because you treat everyone like machines. Because your standards suffocate people. Because. She stopped. He waited. Because if I stayed any longer, she finished quietly, I'd lose myself. Or, he said, you were afraid of losing something else. Her breath caught. What, me? She flinched as if struck. Don't flatter yourself. I'm not. His tone was maddeningly calm. You're afraid because you feel something and you don't know what to do with it. I don't, she lied. You do. Silence stretched between them, taut and trembling. The city lights blurred past, casting streaks of gold across their faces. Why do you even care? She whispered. Because I don't let go of what matters, he said. And you matter. Her throat tightened, emotion lodged deep. Then why did you treat me like just another cog in your machine? She asked shakily. Because, he said, closing his eyes briefly, if I didn't keep a distance, I would have crossed lines long before today. What lines? The ones that separate a man from his employee. Her heartbeat thundered. He continued, voice low and rough around the edges. I respect you too much to misuse my position. So I did the opposite. I pushed you away, buried myself in work, set impossible boundaries so I wouldn't cross the ones that really mattered. That's not fair, she whispered. I know. I never claimed to be fair, Mira. I only claim what's true. She swallowed hard. And what's true? That your resignation is not accepted. She gaped at him. You don't get to decide that. I do, he said, because you didn't resign out of professional reasons. You resigned out of emotion. Out of being overwhelmed. Out of fear. Stop saying fear like I'm weak. Fear isn't weakness, he replied. It's recognition. It tells you when something matters. And what is it recognizing now? She challenged. Me. She looked away, heart pounding, because she hated how he saw through her. I'm not coming back, she said, though her voice lacked conviction. You will, he said gently. Not because I demand it. Because you want to. I don't know what I want. Then let me help you find out. Her chest tightened painfully. Arav, I can't just forget everything. The pressure, the expectations, the sleepless nights, then I'll change them. Her eyes snapped to his. What? If my way of leading drove away the one person I trusted most, then it wasn't leadership. It was failure. You never fail. I fail constantly. I just hide it better than most. She stared at him, stunned by this honesty. You'd change. For me. Not for you, he corrected. Because of you. There's a difference. She didn't speak for a long while. The car pulled up outside her apartment building but neither moved. Mira, he said quietly, tell me to leave and I will. Tell me you want to end this, and I'll let you walk away. Her hand trembled on the door handle. But, he continued, if there is even a part of you that wants to understand what's happening between us, then stay. Don't run. Her heart felt caught in a vice. She thought about the months of tension, the stolen glances, the respect she'd never admitted she had for him, the way he challenged her, the way he noticed things no one else did, the way she changed under his demanding gaze, and the way he changed in this car, softer, human, vulnerable in a way she'd never believed him capable of. I don't know what this is, she whispered. Neither do I, he admitted. But I know it's real. She exhaled shakily. If I stay, I can't promise anything. I'm not asking for promises, he said. I'm asking for a chance. Slowly, with a courage she didn't fully understand, she looked into his eyes and nodded. His breath eased, as if he hadn't realized he'd been holding it. He leaned forward, not to kiss her, not to claim her, but simply to rest his forehead against hers. Gentle, careful, patient. You are mine, he said again, but this time it wasn't a command. It was an admission, and to her own surprise, her heart whispered back, and maybe, I'm yours too.